Czech Republic,
Yes.
Oman, nice, Nepal, Germany, nice. So quite a big audience from around the world, as it seems to be, which is interesting. So thank you so much for taking the time from your busy schedules to join us today. And I'm pleased to introduce our expert presenter, Mr. Manoj Nagburkar, a seasoned operational excellence leader with extensive proven expertise in implementing total productive maintenance and lean manufacturing across diverse industries and geographies. Manoj brings hands-on experience spanning India, Malaysia, Singapore, and Australia, where he has successfully transformed manufacturing operations for global corporates, including Ecolab, EVIAB, and Henkel, and many others. And also, he led the cultural transformation and TPM implementation at Ecolab in Australia, achieving significant improvement in productivity, quality, and safety. Throughout his career, Manoj has established and managed substantial business operations and delivered complex projects across chemicals and FMCG sectors. And he holds a bachelor degree of chemical engineering technology and is qualified by Engineers Australia as a chemical engineer. What makes Manoj unique is his practical shop floor approach to uh, total productive maintenance, and he has witnessed firsthand how TPM transforms entire organizations and has consistently delivered substantial improvements in facilities worldwide. Today, Manoj will guide us through the core modules of TPM, sharing practical proven methodologies that you can immediately apply in your own organizations. So please join me in welcoming Manoj to share his expertise on TPM fundamentals. So, welcome Manoj, and the floor is yours.
Thank you, Ahmad, and welcome all. Introduction. What and why TPM? Before we talk about how TPM works, let us answer the bigger question. Why should you care about it today? Every world-class company runs on principles, not luck. Let us uncover the foundation that separate the best from the rest. We will divide this presentation into three parts: introduction, key principles, and then third part is the exclusive offer and Q&A session. Learning doesn't stop when the webinar ends. I will show you how to take this forward and make the TPM part of your success story. So here is how we will structure our webinar today. First, let us understand why TPM is so important in today's world. Then we will move into the principles that world-class industries rely on every single day. And finally, I will share an exclusive way for you to continue your TPM journey, followed by the questions, because it is your session. TPM is not just about machines. It is about creating a culture of ownership where every individual ensures reliability, safety, and performance. Involve everyone from operators to management in small daily maintenance actions like cleaning, inspection, and tagging. These simple steps prevent big failures and build a culture of continuous improvement. A powerful example comes from Pan Century Oleochemicals in Malaysia, one of the world's largest oleochemical producer. By adopting TPM, they achieved the world-class performance, reducing breakdown, improving reliability, and strengthening the safety across the plant. Their journey was so successful that it was recognized with the prestigious TPM Excellence Award. And I'm proud to share that I was one of the key managers driving this TPM journey. I didn't just study the TPM, I lived it on shop floor, leading teams, solving breakdowns, and transforming culture. This first-hand experience taught me that TPM is not just a maintenance system, it is a business transformation engine. TPM works. I have seen it, I have lived it, and I have led it. TPM is simple to understand, but powerful to practice. Everyone, everywhere, every day. Let us quickly remind ourselves what TPM really means. Total. It is about involvement of everyone, not just maintenance or production, but from the shop floor to the boardroom. Success comes when everyone feels responsible. Productive. It is about building a culture that always moves from good to great, not just fixing today's issue, but continuously unlocking tomorrow's potential. Maintenance. It is about sustaining the standard and conditions we achieve. Improvements without discipline disappear, but TPM ensures the gains are protected and built upon. The best practice here is simple. Never let TPM be seen as a departmental activity. Build a culture where operators, engineers, and leaders all share ownership. Even small daily actions like cleaning, checking, or tagging create massive long-term results. Let me ask you, looking at this definition of total productive maintenance, who do you think owns the TPM in your organization? It is only a maintenance department or is it everyone? Write your answers in the chat box. Nice. Everybody is writing everyone. And that is exactly how companies like Pan Century Oleochemicals and or Toyota achieved this success. For them, TPM this is not the three words. It's the total productive maintenance for everyone, every day, with every single person. When we talk about the TPM, the goal is not just the maintenance. The goal is breakthrough business results. TPM works on the two powers. The power of zero, zero breakdowns, zero defects, zero accident, zero river, zero non-valued activities. This is about eliminating every form of loss. The power of 100, 100% engagement, 100% ownership, 100% passion, and 100% standards. This is about maximizing the potential of the people. When you bring these two powers together, the elimination of the losses and the full engagement of the people, you create a high performance organization, HPO. And that is why we use TPM. TPM is the integration of zero losses with 100% engagement. That is the formula for breakthrough performances. Don't chase zero losses in isolation. combine the loss elimination with people engagement. In practice, this means creating a small group activities like kaizens and ownership system where employees identify problem, solve them, and standardize improvement. Let me give you the example. One of the most cited example is from Nippon Steel Japan. They face massive downtime and high rework cost. By applying TPM, they work toward zero breakdown and zero defect while simultaneously building 100% involvement. Operators were empowered to run small Kaizen activities and improve standards. Within a few years, they not only reduced rework and failures drastically, but also achieved record levels of productivity and safety. The balance of zero loss and the full engagement become the model of TPM worldwide. Think about your own workplace. Which is more challenging, reducing loss to zero or achieving 100% engagement from people? Write down your answer in chat box. Thank you. So far, we have seen why TPM is important. But let me talk about the concept. How TPM actually work in practice. TPM starts with KPI and the loss intelligence. We measure where the losses are because what gets measured gets improved. Every minute of downtime, every defect, every rework is captured and studied. Then we use the loss tree to break down the problem from a big picture down to the root causes. This helps us to focus on the few critical losses that make the biggest difference. From there, we apply root cause analysis techniques, the 5 whys, forum analysis, PM analysis, PDCA to make sure we solve the issue permanently, not just patch it up. And finally, we build a master plan, a single agenda that aligns everyone in the organization towards the loss elimination and performance improvement. So, TPM is not a trial and error. It is a disciplined cycle of measuring, analyzing, focusing, solving, and substituting. TPM turns hidden losses into visible opportunities and then into lasting business results. Always start TPM with a loss analysis. Don't jump to solution. Build a master plan that is visible to everyone. Ensure every loss elimination activity is connected with key performance indicator. This keeps TPM focused and sustainable. Let me give the example. In Unilever India, TPM was introduced with a sharp focus on the loss intelligence. Instead of attacking every loss, they created a detailed loss tree, identified the top vital few chronic losses, and built focus improvement project around them. By using structured root cause analysis and aligning with a master plan, they reduced machine stoppage to double-digit percentage and achieved TPM excellence recognition from JIPM. The key to their success was not doing more, but focusing on what mattered the most. If I ask you today, do you know the top 3 losses in your organization that drain the most productivity? Would you be able to name them? Just try it. We have talked about TPM as a concept and a loss elimination system. But let us not forget, TPM is also systematic approach to continuous improvement. It is step by step, never random. It is about flowing value to the customers and eliminating anything that they don't want to pay, what we call a waste. It is about continuous improvement, not giant leaps, but small incremental steps every day that add up to the transformation. And ultimately, it is about starving for the perfection. Even if we never reach 100% good quality, the pursuit of perfection keeps us moving closer. At the center of all is people. TPM only works when people are engaged, empowered, motivated, and capable. Tools and methods give direction, but people give life to TPM. TPM is a people-driven, systematic journey of small improvement that eliminate waste and create lasting excellence. Best practice: focus on engaging people first, then applying tools. A practical best practice is to start with a small Kaizen led by the operators. When they see their ideas implemented, motivation and ownership grow naturally. Let me give the industry example. At Tata Steel Jamshedpur, TPM was rolled out not just as a technical program, but as a people-first initiative. Op- Operators were trained to lead small improvement activities, identify the waste, and suggest solutions. Over time, their empowerment drove thousands of Kaizen, significantly reduced rework and quality defects. What made their TPM journey stand out was not just the application of tools, but the transformation of culture. People become the real drivers of change. Okay, now that we have understood what TPM is and why it matters, let us look at its structure. Think of TPM like a temple of manufacturing excellence. At the top, goal is world-class performance, productivity, quality, safety, and customer delight. This temple stands on the 8 strong pillars: autonomous maintenance, planned maintenance, focus improvement, quality maintenance, training and people development, safety, health and environment, early management, and the lean flow. But here is the key. None of these pillars can stand unless the foundation is strong. And that foundation is 5S. 5S creates a clean, organized, and disciplined workplace. Without it, TPM activities collapse like building without a foundation. And supporting all of this is a leadership and the HPO, aim principle, because culture change and engagement always flow from leadership. 5S is not just housekeeping. It is the foundation of TPM and the first step towards manufacturing excellence. Never skip or rush 5S. Many organizations jump into the TPM pillars without stabilizing the 5S program. Ensure that abnormalities are visible and improvements are sustainable. A powerful example comes from the Nissan Motors Japan. When they began their TPM journey, they invested heavily in building a rock-solid 5S culture. Every operator was trained to keep machines and areas clean, tag abnormalities, and maintain standards. This strong foundation allowed TPM pillars like autonomous maintenance and planned maintenance to deliver massive results. Without 5 years, they said TPM would have been impossible to sustain. Let me ask you, in your own workplace, when something goes wrong, how quickly can you spot the abnormalities? If it takes time, that is exactly where 5 years becomes the game changer. Let me start this slide with something personal. I don't just teach 5 years. I have lived it. I have spent many years in organizations like Pan Century Oleochemicals in Malaysia and Ecolab Australia, where 5 years was not a concept, but they were the foundation of their TPM journey. Most people think 5 years is housekeeping, cleaning, arranging, and tidying up. But in TPM, 5 years is about something much deeper. It is about creating a clean and orderly workplace where waste is exposed and abnormalities become immediately visible. Why does this matter? Because hidden problems are dangerous problems. A cluttered workplaces, leaks, unsafe practices, and quality risks. But a disciplined 5 years workplaces makes every issue stand out so we can act before it turns into the breakdown, a defect, or an accident. At Pan Century Oleochemical, I saw this transformation firsthand. When we introduced 5 years, operators took ownership. They cleaned daily, checked abnormalities, and restored pride in their machines. Suddenly, the shop floor was not just cleaner, it was smarter. Problems that were once invisible becomes visible, and that visibility was the spark that drove our TPM success and international recognition. Later, at Ecolab Australia, I experienced the same power of 5 years on a global scale. Through strong visual workplace practices, we reduced changeover times, improved quality, and exposed risks before they could harm performance or safety. The Australian plans embrace 5 years not as a housekeeping but as a discipline for excellence. And that culture drove productivity and world class safety results. So when I talk of 5 years, I'm not describing a textbook tool. I'm sharing what I have lived. 5 years is about the ownership, visibility, and the courage to face problems head on. 5 years is not a housekeeping. It is the problem seen. I have lived it in Pan Century Malaysia and Ecolab Australia. I have seen it to transform entire organization. Anchor your TPM journey in 5 years. Make it operator driven, daily cleaning, red tagging, and visual workplace standard. This goal is not a tidy shop floor. The goal is a workplace where abnormalities cannot hide. At Ecolab Australia, 5 years become a global best practice that drove productivity, safety, and quality across their chemical operation. In 5 years was the true foundation that made TPM pillars possible. Now that we know why 5 years is the foundation of TPM, let us break it down into the 5 steps. Thought, remove what is not needed. Set, arrange everything in order. Shine, clean and inspect. Standardize, make it consistent. Sustain, build self-discipline to keep it going. But to keep it simple, you can also remember 5 years through its synonymous language, cleaning up, arranging, neatness, discipline, ongoing improvement. Together, these 5 steps don't just create order, they create culture where abnormalities are visible and improvements become daily habit. Don't treat 5 years as one-time campaign. Integrate it into daily routines. Start small, one area, one team, and let people experience the benefits of visibility and order. Then scale across the organization with visual standards and regular audits. Let me give again the example of Pan Century, where I was the part of the TPM journey. We began our improvement drive with 5 years. We started small with the pilot area, where operators sorted out unnecessary items, organized tools, and kept machines spotless. The immediate impact was a safer, more efficient workplace where abnormalities like oil leaks or loose bolts become visible. Over time, these daily habits expanded the plan-wide and created a discipline needed for the TPM success. Similarly, in Ecolab Australia, 5 years was a cornerstone of their lean and TPM practices. With well-labeled storage, changeover times dropped significantly, and operators developed pride in their areas. 5S culture gave Ecolab a company competitive edge in both quality and safety performances. Now let me go to the step one. Step one of 5S is sort, which means removing what is not needed. We evaluate the workplace, red tag unnecessary items, and decide what must stay. These create a clutter-free, safe, and efficient workplace, the foundation of TPM. Keep only what adds value, remove the rest. Best practice: run a red tag campaign with operators' involvement. Use before and after photo to show the improvements. Keep a quarantine area for doubtful items until reviewed. At Toyota, sorting eliminated unused tools and spare parts, freeing up 30% of floor space and reducing search time. Similarly, Tata Motors applied the red tagging in maintenance stores, cutting downtime and improving accessibility. Red tags. Every factory, every workplace has a graveyard for the unused items, tools, materials, spares, and equipments that take up the space but add no value. The red tag method is the key to bringing order out of that chaos. The idea is simple. If it is not required for the job, it gets tagged. A red tag campaign helps us separate what is useful from what is waste. The process is structured. We define the area, set the criteria, tag the items, log them, and then decide: trash, transfer, or sell. For doubtful items, we created red tag holding area, but with a clear deadline for decision. The power of the red tag comes from purpose, people, procedure. The purpose is clarity. The people are shop floor teams who own the activity, and the procedure ensure consistency. Make a red tag campaign a team activity. Involve operators, engineers, and supervisors. Always keep the red tag holding area visible and set the strict time limit. For example, 30 days. Without this discipline, the holding area itself becomes clutter. Let me give the industry example. At Unilever India, red tag campaigns were a game changer. In warehouse and packing area, they identified absolute packing material, expired raw materials, and unused equipment. By removing these items, they freed up the valuable space, improved safety, and reduced confusion. More importantly, operators developed a mindset of questioning value, asking, does this really serve the job? The culture shift was more powerful than the space saving. This is the importance of red tag. We have just taken up the high level journey in this small webinar through 5S, the foundation of TPM. In practice, 5S is more than these 5 steps. It is a structured step-by-step journey supported by the tools, audit, playbooks, and dashboards. In our approach, we provide playbook for teams to read, visual libraries to inspire ideas, and master plan to guide implementation. We then use audits and dashboards to track progress and share results with the team. And finally, a structured assessment ensures that improvements are sustained. Now, of course, in today's short session, we don't have the time to dive into each tool, each template, or each real-life case study in detail. But that is exactly what I cover in my detailed TPM and 5S programs. Practical step-by-step guidance to help you build a strong foundation and move towards the other TPM pillar. 5S is simple to learn but powerful to master. And mastery comes from structure, practice, and discipline. Always treat 5 years as a structured journey, not as a one-time cleanup. Use playbooks, audits, and dashboard to keep teams aligned, motivated, and accountable. Again, Unilever India has done a very good job in 5 years. 5 years was not treated as a campaign, but as a structured program. They created playbooks for every department, trained teams using visual standards, and audited progress regularly. The result was not only a safer and more efficient workplace, but also a culture where operators took pride in maintaining world-class standards every day. So today, you have seen a snapshot, the big picture of 5 years, the foundation of TPM. But remember, this is just a beginning. To go deeper into the TPM fundamentals, 5 years methodology, and the 8 TPM pillar, we offer a structured courses where we dive into each tool, each best practice, and a real world case studies. Today's session has sparked curiosity. Those programs are designed to give you the step-by-step knowledge and templates to apply TPM in your own organization. Now, after the 5 years, let me take you to the another pillar, that is the first pillar, AM pillar. Autonomous maintenance turns operators from user into owners. The ownership is where cultural change begins. Autonomous maintenance, or AM, is the first real pillar after the 5 years foundation. It is where the culture shift begins. Operators start seeing maintenance as someone else's job and start saying, I operate, I maintain. In practice, AM is about simple structured activity, daily cleaning and inspection, basic lubrication, tightening, loose bolt, first level checks, and routine condition checks. These are not glamorous talks. They are daily habits that expose abnormalities early and stop small issues becoming big breakdowns. When operators own these activities, you get faster detection of problems, fewer unplanned stoppage, improved safety, and a stronger partnership between operators and maintenance team. AM is the engine that keeps plant maintenance effective because If the basics are ignored, even the best maintenance plan will fail. Start small, standardize fast. Pilot just one machine or one area until the team can reliably perform daily AM checks. Make it visual, use checklists, shadow boards, and simple condition indicators so abnormalities are obvious. Teach operators why the checks matter and how they interpret they are, what they see. What the operators fixes, what is reported to the maintenance, and how follow-up is tracked. Use short logs and digital tickets. We call as tag cards. Recognize ownership from operators and show measurable gains. From my experience as a key manager during the TPM journey at Pan Century, AM was the turning point. We began with a pilot and a critical production line. Operator adopted daily cleaning, inspection, lubrication routine (CILT) and used simple visual checklists. Within the month, small abnormalities were found and fixed before they caused stoppage. That visual improvement, safer working area, fewer small stops, greater pride in equipment created momentum for the wider TPM rollout and help us plant reach a recognized TPM benchmark. In short, AM made TPM real at the shop floor level. This slide answers the question, what are we aiming for with the TPM? How will it benefit everyone? At the top, we see our TPM ends, a solid 5 years foundation plus targeting the 6Z, zero defects, zero abnormality, zero breakdown, zero losses, zero pollution. Those targets map directly to the people who matter: customer, employees, supplier, society, and stakeholders. So how do we turn those aims into reality? The answer is straightforward. Total participation of all, supported by structure. That means visible KPI, loss intelligence, a master plan, practical playbooks, daily team routines, small group kaizens, targeted projects on the vital few losses, and discipline audits and dashboard. When the workplace is visual, operators own basic care in autonomous maintenance, focus improvements attacks the biggest losses, and the leadership sustain the momentum. The 6J goals stop being aspirational slogans and become measurable outcome. That is TPM, aligning everyday behavior with the business results so everyone's expectations are met. Customers get quality, employees work safer, suppliers are more reliable, society benefits from less pollution, and stakeholders see improved performance. TPM aligns clean workplaces, engaged people, and focus projects to turn zero aspiration into measurable business outcome. Translate each Z into a measurable KPI. For example, target mean time between the failure, defect, OEE, improvement, near miss. Connect KPI with a daily team board so operators see progress in each shift. Use master plan. Target the top 3 to 5 losses rather than doing everything. Institutionalize small group Kaizen, daily, weekly, quick fixes plus monthly focus project. Leadership rhythm. Monthly review the TPM dashboard and visible recognition for operators' own improvement. Sustain with audit and training. Playbooks, visual libraries, and repeated coaching ensure gain doesn't slip back. Classic example is the Toyota Japan. While Toyota system is widely known as TPS, TPM principles are embedded across their operators. Disciplined workplace, standardized 5S, strong operator ownership of basic maintenance, rentless kaizens focused on the biggest losses. Toyota links small daily habits with clear metrics and problem solving routines. The result is consistent reduction in defects and downtime, faster changeover, and a culture where the shop floor improves. That integration of people, process, and measurement is the same recipe we follow to convert 5S and 6M's into a real outcomes. Let me give the example of the pan century again, example of the steam structure, and it is also a success story. This slide shows how TPM becomes a real when structure, leadership, and shop floor ownership comes together. At Pan Century, we created a team-based structure, steering committee, zone teams, and a set of focus subcommittee. So every improvement had a clear owner and visible scoreboard. The team structure enabled rapid decision making, consistent playbook across the zones, and relentless follow-up on the vital few losses. Over time, the cumulative effect was dramatic. Higher asset utilization, fewer stoppage, and a culture shift where teams lived the TPM habits day after day. So if you see in this slide, clear steering committee followed by the leaders and then small teams, and it is supported by the 9 subcommittee. So this is a clear structure, and whole factory is divided into the zones. Each zone has been assigned with a leader, and everyone in the plant is in some team. So it's a team-based structure. It's a TPM is team-based structure. So basically, structure plus ownership is sustainable TPM result. Create a clear team hierarchy, steering committee, zone leads, shop floor teams so decisions flow fast. Assign measurable honors. Every improvement must have a named honor and the due date. Use subcommittee for cross-functional topics, safety, asset management, quality. Keep focus on expertise. Standardized playbook and visual libraries. One standard way is to do checks, audits, and Kaizen across zones. Show result publicly, public asset production and safety tricks. With this TPM in a pan century, we could achieve a dramatic results. The asset valuation rose from 70 million to 130 million. The production had improved from 99,000 tons per annum to 136,000 tons per annum. This all was possible because of the fewer unplanned stop, better changeovers, and stronger operator ownership. More importantly, the cultural change lasted. Operators moved from use and complain to operate and maintain. And that is the real win of TPM. TPM is not nice to have. It is a business imperative. When we implement TPM, we get measurable benefits across the organization. higher productivity because losses are removed, better quality because failures and defects are reduced, lower cost because non-value added work disappears. But TPM goes behind the machine. It builds employee ownership and confidence. Operators become owner of their equipment. They take pride in daily checks, and that confidence reduces human errors to the near misses. The workplace becomes cleaner and safer. Plant reliability improves, and ultimately, customers see the difference in on time deliveries and consistent quality. All of these outcomes add up. TPM improves the bottom line while making the workplace better for people and society. That is why organizations invest in TPM because it delivers the business result and human benefits together. TPM delivers measurable business value, fewer losses, better quality, safer people, and sustainable performance. In TPM, best practices define business KPI first, map improvements to OEE, defects, MTBF, safety incidents, cost per unit. Start with visual wins, target quick high impact losses so teams see results early. Link daily routines to KPI. Use team boards and daily hurdles to show how 5S AM activities move the needle. Build operator ownership. Train operators on basic maintenance and empower them to run small Kaizen. Measure and celebrate. Publish weekly dashboard and recognize teams for Kaizens and measurable gains. Sustain with governance. Master plan, audits, playbook, leadership turn short-term gains into the long-term culture. The FMCG company Nestle, a clear example comes from a Nestle, which have applied TPM across the food manufacturing lines by combining disciplined 5 years, operator-led autonomous maintenance, and focus improvement projects on the vital few losses. These plans achieved steady reduction in unplanned downtime, faster changeover, and improved product quality. The result was higher OEE, overall equipment effectiveness, fewer customer complaints, and improved on-time delivery performance, all while plant become safer and more organized. So there are the progressive phases of TPM. This slide shows the progressive phases of TPM, how it goes from machine level care to the plant integration and finally into the wider value chain. Phase 1 is at the heart, source, make, deliver, at the machine and the line level. Practical activities like 5S, autonomous maintenance, and focus kaizens that directly improve OEE and stop small losses from becoming big ones. Phase 2, expand TPM across the plant maintenance, quality maintenance, training, safety, and early management. The pillars work together so entire lines and production areas move from reactive to the predictable performance. Phase 3 is a strategic extension. TPM principle influences product development, suppliers, and customers. Now, reliability is designed in, suppliers are aligned to reduce incoming defects, and the business benefits across the supply chain. So, TPM is not one of the program. It is a stage progression, start with machines, scale to the plant, then extend to the supplier, design, and customers. Each phase builds on the last and multiple blast and multiplies the business impact. TPM progresses from good machines to a reliable plant to a resilient supply chain, one phase at a time. Phase 1, pilot machine, stabilize it and prove early wins with improvements. Phase 2, standardize playbook, link pillars, measure plant level KPIs, and deploy operators-led Kaizens across zones. Phase 3, integrate externally, involve engineers, suppliers, product development, so reliability is designed, and in upstream and downstream losses shrink. Use a vital few approaches. Expand only after the top losses are fixed. Avoid spreading effort thin. Make metrics visible. Show machines line and the plant dashboard so that to teams see the phase by phase progress. Governance rhythm. Define a rollout roadmap, master plan, regular review, and name owners for each phase so momentum is sustained. Toyota is a classic example for implementing all three phases over the last 60 years. Toyota started their journey in 1960. By now you have seen that logic of TPM. It works. It changes how we run the business and it produces visible result. But the real point I want you to take away is the TPM is about people development. When we reach operators to detect problem, to own daily care, to run small kaizens, and to coach peers, we are not simply fixing machines. We are building capability, confidence, and leadership. The capability multiplies, fewer breakdowns, better quality, safer work, and the teams that drive continuous improvement. So TPM is both technical system and a people journey. Machine improve because people improve. And that is the lasting legacy of successful TPM rollout. Best practice, coach, don't just instruct. Pair training with on the job coaching until behaviors becomes habit. Start with a small wins. Pilot operators led AM on one line and publishes the gain. Make capability visible. Use skill, metrics, badges, or short video clips showing operators doing check. Embed problem-solving routines, 5Y, RCA, root cause analysis. Recognize growth, sustained through leadership. Again, I would like to give the example of here Nestle, where people development drives the business results. They train operators on each pillar systematically with the playbacks and online training that resulted into standard operation worldwide and better results and better productivity. Let us be blunt. TPM is not easy. It will push your organization out of the comfort zone. You will find resistance, conflicting priorities, and the moments where progress seems painfully slow. But that is normal. What makes TPM different is that it is a one-way journey. Once you start building visibility, ownership, and capability, there is no going back to the old react and blame world. You trade short-term convenience for a long-term reliability, safety, and performance. Key is to be patient but disciplined. Secure visible leadership commitment. Deliver small wins quickly. Build operator capability and lock in the routine that make improvement repeatable. Do this consistently and the culture change becomes irreversible. That is when TPM stop being a program and become a way you run your business. What are the best practices in TPM? Seek your visual leadership. Leaders must visit the floor regularly. Remove barriers and celebrate the wins. Start small, win fast. Pilot one machine, one area. Coach daily, formal training with online training, job training. Make problems visible. 5S visual boards so abnormalities cannot hide. Anchor routines, daily check, quick kaizens weekly. Measure and celebrate. Link activities to the KPI, key performance indicator, and publicly recognize the teams. Rewards and recognition is a part of the TPM. Govern for sustain, master plan, honors audit, and the leadership audit to prevent backsliding. For example, Tata Steel Jamshedpur has done the TPM journey. They began with pilot sales where operators were trained in autonomous maintenance, daily visual check, early visual wins, fewer minor stoppage and cleaners, safer area. Build credibility, leadership, then scaled the program, adding plant maintenance, focus improvement. And slowly over the period, they built the complete TPM. So yes, TPM is hard, but the payoff is lasting. This slide shows the roadmap most successful TPM sites follow. A stage progression. First, organization takes a pilot. In the pilot, people only focus on 5S and the autonomous maintenance. Then slowly expansion pillar comes, which take 1 to 2 years, where we introduce other pillars, made plant maintenance and focus improvement. So 4 pillars comes into the picture in the expansion phase. Then comes the bronze phase. In the bronze phase, we try to implement more pillars and the people are confident. People take the ownership and people do their own kaizens. They are the true leaders. Then comes the silver phase. In the silver phase, mostly the plants work in autonomous manner. Most of the systems are in place and people do follow the systems. And then comes the gold phase where there is a continuous improvement and the people do teach and take the TPM to the higher level and also to the customer. At this phase, we are not talking of only the customer satisfaction, but we talk of customer delight. So I would like to leave you with this thought. A small problem left unattended will eventually become a mountain. This is exactly why TPM exists. A loose bolt, a small oil leak, a minor stoppage, a near miss. If ignored, these small issues grow into breakdowns, defect, accident, and massive losses. The power of TPM is in developing the discipline to notice, act, and small problems early before they grow out of control. It is not just about machines, it is about people. When operators are empowered to act on small issues every day, the organization prevents the mountain from ever forming. So my challenge to you is leave this session, don't think past a small problem, whether it is on the shop floor or in your process. Take ownership, act and encourage your team to do the same. That is why TPM delivers transformation. TPM is about solving small problems early so they never become a mountain. Today, we had just 40 minutes together. And so you have seen the TPM and 5S are the vast subject, powerful, practical, and proven to transform organization. In this short time, I could only give you a snapshot, but the real breakthrough comes when you go deeper, when you learn the step-by-step methods tools and template and case studies that make TPM successful. That is why we have created the courses. Thank you. Over to Ahmad.
Thank you so much, Manoj, for your rich content. That was really helpful, and I guess everyone really enjoyed, like I did. So thank you so much for this. So right now I'm going to share my screen for my side. We're going now to talk about a very interesting thing for all the participants with us today. So we really appreciate the time that you've taken until now, and I would like to conclude our session with some good news for all the participants. So now, before we wrap up today's session, I'd like to share something important with you. And many of you have been asking us about courses related to TPM and how they can dive deeper into these TPM and 5S methodologies that we've discussed today. And I'm going to share all of this right now. So the transformation that we've covered today, the case study showing companies growing 30% ROI, 1.5 million in capex saving, and all of this are not accidents, but they are a result of systematic, proven methodologies that can be learned and implemented. So we have developed a comprehensive online courses delivered by Manoj that would take you step by step through these implementations. And let me show you what is normally available for you. So we have our TPM fundamentals course or module 0, which covers everything we discussed today and much more. The regular investment for this, we're going to talk about the investment right now. And also we have the 5S learning course, which is module 1. And this is the foundation that we talked about with detailed implementation guides, real world examples, and certifications. And every course we deliver, as you may know already, include video tutorial, PDF tutorial. You can test your knowledge, and you will test your knowledge, know where you stand, and also get certified on 5S and TPM fundamentals by Kaizen Academy Australia. So the regular investment for the TPM fundamentals course is 150 US dollars or 13,000 Indian rupees for our Indian participants. And for the 5S online course, the regular price is 110 US dollars or 10,000 Indian Indian rupees. So the complete bundle. So if you would decide to purchase both or enroll in both for serious practitioners who want to get the full transformation toolkit, so this is the regular investment. So instead of paying 260, you will be able to US dollars. You will be able to get both courses only for $200 or 17,500 Indian rupees instead of 23,000 Indian rupees. So when you consider that the companies, like one company in our cases that saved 1.5 million through TPM implementation, these courses represent incredible value, right? So even if you achieve just 1% of these results, you have paid for the course many times over. So every course, as I said, include professional video tutorial, comprehensive PDF guides and templates knowledge assessment, official certification from Kaizen Academy Australia, live access to materials, lifetime access to materials, as well as live session with Manoj to ask any question, to provide any clarification for you one-to-one with Manoj. Okay, and uh, these are the prices, the standard prices for the courses. However, because you've invested your time to join us today, um, and because you've shown commitment to operational excellence, I would like to make this even more accessible. So for today's webinar, participants only, we are offering a significant discount. So the TPM fundamentals course is available now for only 45 US dollars. Um, and the 5S learning course is only for 34 US dollars. And you can take both courses together for only 56,000 US dollars. And in this case, you are saving 70% uh, in this investment. However, this special pricing is available only to today's live participants and only for the next 48 hours for the first 10 participants. After that, these courses return to the regular price that we shared earlier. So I'll show you an example or how to enroll. So if you scan this QR code or if you use this link in the chat, you will be able to see something like this. So here is the link in the chat. Okay, so um, uh, let me share with you what you're expected to see. So you should be expecting to see this um, uh, this page. And as you can see here, you can choose either to pay in Indian rupees or in US dollars. And if you wish to take the TPM fundamentals course, here is the price. 5S course, here's the price, and the complete package both together. This is the price. And if you enroll using the US dollar page, so or option, you will be able to use any type of payment, so different like credit cards, debit cards, and so on and so forth, and you will be able to select the whatever you wish for, either the TPM fundamentals or the 5S course or the complete bundle. Just make sure to use these codes that we provided to be able to access the discount, and this is exclusive for today's participants. Okay, in case you are in India, do you want further payment options? So you can use the UPI ID using this phone number here in the, or you can scan the QR code, or you can just pay the amount that is displayed above, which is for the TPM fundamentals course 4,000, for the 5S learning course 3,000, and for both you will pay 5,000 via UPI. Okay, so you have the link in the chat. You can enroll directly, and you will have access to the material for lifetime access starting today. But make sure that you enroll in time within the 48 hours. Otherwise, and be of the first 10 to enroll. Otherwise, the offer will lapse, and you will need to purchase using that standard price. So I'd like to I'll keep this QR code showing for all of you. However, I would like to now leave the floor again to Manoj to answer some of the questions that we've received. So first question from the participants, Manoj. So first question is from Ayakanu, and the question is, how can TPM be implemented in organizations with diverse equipment types?
Thank you for asking. It's a very good question. Yes. So the TPM can be implemented in a diverse culture with diverse machine. So what we do is that we take a one pilot machine, a simple machine, and we demonstrate how to implement the TPM there. For example, 5 years boards, 5 years spell. And once we see that improvement, the people will definitely come. And then what are the machine or the pipe? For example, the TPM was implemented on a big line for filling lines, for automatic filling lines, cement filling lines. So it can be. So we divide the machine into the small parts, and it is possible. So that's why the TPM is not only for the manufacturing. Now it has been used in IT industry, service industry. So TPM is first done into the plant level, and diverse industry is possible. And our course, and we will give the templates, everything, and we can teach you. But it's a slow journey, and it's a continuous. You have to discipline journey, I would say.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Manoj. And for Eric, a question is, besides from OEE, which KPIs are relevant or important to check or measure whether or not TPM is implemented correctly in a factory?
Can you
So
repeat the
what other
question?
K yeah, so what are the KPI, what are other KPIs apart from OEE to measure whether TPM is implemented correctly in a factory?
See, okay, let me give the example for here. When we say a KPI for the improving the overall equipment effectiveness, we just see very clearly what is the machine. For example, if machine is producing 100 dies per day, machine is designed for 100 dies per day, and we are just getting, let us say, 80 dies. So why 20 dies are not getting on that machine? So first KPI is that improve by 5% from 80 to maybe 85. So that is what. Then we go into the root cause, or we just see what are the abnormalities, what are the root causes there, and then we take small issues. We solve one problem, maybe alignment problem, maybe center line problem. There may be different problems. So KPI is linked to the actual performance, and so we measure the KPI depending upon the machines or depending upon the process. Thank you.
Thank you. Another question here is coming. I can answer that one, which is there an opportunity to get belt certificate for every module? So what you will get is a certificate from Kaizen Academy, on every module that you complete, like in terms of the fundamentals or the 5S. And we are planning to roll out also the other modules. So you will have uh, eight more courses to cover all the TPM modules. However, we don't provide belts certificate per se, but you will get a certificate like what you see here in the chat. So, for example, TPM fundamentals course certificate or 5S course certificate. Um, Another question here, or same person's asking, some organizations are calling TPM as total productive management. Is this recognized?
Can you repeat again, Ahmed?
Some organizations are calling TPM as total productive management, not maintenance. Is this recognized?
Okay, a good question. Yes, the basically the TPM started from automobile industry in Japan from 1960. So the name is Total Productive Maintenance because it was started with the maintenance, and they have gone to a stage whereby they are doing up to the supply chain. But nowadays, some organization do call it as a world-class manufacturing system or total productivity management, because the TPM is not now restricted to the only maintenance. That's what is my main purpose was that it is out. It is for everyone in the organization, right from the CEO to the operators level, or right from the CEO to the software in the software industry to the developer or small level. So that's why the people do call it as total productivity management or world-class manufacturing. So there are the different names, but it is name, but the principles remain same.
Thank you.
Thank
Another
you.
question, yeah, another question is from Ravi. He is asking whether this applies as well to the apparel industry where there is like 60% manual operations. Would TPM also be effective there?
Yes, TPM is effective there. See, TPM is not only for machines, it is for the people. Let me give the example of the Ecolab. When I went to the Ecolab, the TPM was not there. So in the Ecolab, there were the people which were working for last 25, 30 years. And they say, "Okay, we have been doing these operations and what is new in it? What is going to teach us?" So that is a mindset. So I had to first change that culture. So what we did it, we just said, okay, you do it. But we form a team. We started with the 5 years board. So we are on the board, we have put the shadow of all the tools. Then we put the tools on that. When people have started using those tools and they find that it is convenient to them, the culture has changed. So we can always train the people. So for example, if there are maximum manual operations, we can make that manual operation with process mapping, and then we see what is a value added activity, what is a non-value added activity. We can map the man movement, how they are doing the movement while doing the operations. And then we can see what is the best man movement to reduce their time and reduce their efforts in doing the same job in the same time. So that is how we can do it. Thank you.
Okay, so that concludes the questions and answers part. Sorry for those who we didn't have the time to answer their questions. So remember what we've learned today. A small problem left will eventually become a mountain. So don't let this opportunity become one of those small problems that you postpone. So the link to our course page is in the chat. That's where you will find everything that we've discussed, including the payment options and the course details. And I'd like to thank every one of you who joined us today from all over the world. And I would like also to thank Manoj for his extensive explanation and for the practical examples that he shared from his rich experience. So thank you so much, Manoj, and thank you for everyone who joined us today. And all the best, all the best in your future. And see you in another webinar, every one of you. We will share with you after this session within 48 hours. We will share with you the recording of this session along with an ebook that Manoj generously will share with you as well, along with this presentation that we went through today. So that will come to your email after the webinar within 2 days. Thank you so much all. And
Thank you, everyone. Thank you for everyone.
thank you.